I'm skeptical of most nutrition trends, but fermented foods are one area where the hype is actually justified by the science. We're not talking about yogurt with a cartoon character on the label. We're talking about genuine fermented foods like kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir, and kombucha that provide live beneficial bacteria in a food matrix that probiotic capsules simply cannot replicate. The science on the microbiome has exploded in recent years, revealing that the diversity and composition of bacteria in your gut affects everything from digestion to immune function to mental health. Fermented foods introduce beneficial bacteria while also providing the compounds those bacteria produce during fermentation, organic acids, enzymes, and other metabolites with health effects independent of the bacteria themselves. Here's what's remarkable. Studies comparing probiotic supplements to fermented foods consistently show that food-based probiotics are superior. Why? The food matrix matters. When you eat sauerkraut, you're not just getting lactobacillus bacteria, you're getting them in an environment of fiber, vitamins, organic acids, and other compounds that support their survival through your digestive tract and their colonization in your gut. Capsules can't replicate this complexity. Let me be clear about dosing because this is where most people mess up. If you've never eaten fermented foods regularly, starting with a large serving will cause significant digestive distress. Your gut microbiome needs time to adapt. Begin with a tablespoon of sauerkraut or kimchi, or a few ounces of kefir. Gradually increase over weeks as your tolerance improves. The gas and bloating from jumping in too quickly discourages people from an otherwise beneficial practice. Specific fermented foods offer different benefits. Sauerkraut and kimchi are fermented cabbage products that provide diverse lactobacillus strains, along with fiber and vitamin K. Kefir is fermented milk containing 30 or more different bacterial and yeast strains, far more diverse than yogurt. Kombucha is fermented tea with both bacteria and yeast, though its sugar content is a concern if consumed in large quantities. Miso and tempeh are fermented soy products common in Asian cuisines. Genuine sourdough bread is fermented, though the baking process kills the bacteria, but the fermentation process makes the grains more digestible and nutrients more bioavailable. Commercial product quality varies wildly, and this is crucial. Pasteurization kills the beneficial bacteria, so those shelf-stable pickles in the middle aisle are not fermented foods in any meaningful sense. Look for unpasteurized products in the refrigerated section. The label should say contains live cultures or list specific bacterial strains. Expect products to be fizzy, sour, or tangy. These are signs of active fermentation. The gut-brain axis research is particularly fascinating. Your gut bacteria produce neurotransmitters, including serotonin, and communicate with your central nervous system through the vagus nerve and other pathways. Studies show fermented food consumption improving anxiety and depression scores in some populations. The mechanisms involve bacterial production of GABA, serotonin precursors, and short-chain fatty acids that cross the blood-brain barrier. Home fermentation is easier than most people think and dramatically reduces costs. Basic sauerkraut requires only cabbage, salt, and thyme. Shred cabbage, massage with salt, pack into a jar, weight down below the brine, and let sit at room temperature for several weeks. Water kefir offers a dairy-free fermented option requiring only water kefir grains, water, and sugar. Safety concerns are minimal if you follow basic guidelines. Proper salt concentrations and anaerobic conditions prevent pathogenic bacteria while encouraging beneficial ones. The symbiotic strategy is crucial. Combine fermented foods with prebiotic fiber. Probiotics without prebiotics are like planting seeds in barren soil. Eat fermented foods alongside fiber-rich vegetables, whole grains, and legumes that feed those beneficial bacteria you're introducing. Neither alone is as effective as together. This is one of those rare areas where traditional food practices align perfectly with cutting-edge science. Cultures worldwide have fermented foods for preservation, but we're now understanding that they were also optimizing gut health long before we had microscopes to see bacteria.